UFC Fight 9, UFC Vegas 73, Dern versus Hill takes place this weekend. And I'm going to go through the full card breakdown and in detail predictions, starting with the early prelim opener of Takashi Sato versus Themba Gorimbo. Both guys are quite mediocre, but I'm gonna be siding with Themba Gorimbo. I think he's a bit better than Takashi Sato, he hasn't lost to bad fighters, but Brian Battle, I know he just got the KO over Gabe Green, so that's not a bad loss, but Miguel Baeza took him down and beat him up and won that fight quite easily. And Gunnar Allison, although not getting finished, he just didn't... It was just like, okay, I'll lose the fight. Gunnar, you're the better fighter. I'll admit that. I don't want to be a world champion, but I'll just do any way to take this to a decision. And it's just that, I don't like that mindset, and I think Takashi Sato should lose. Themba Gorimbo is not that good either, but again, he at least tried to win against AJ Fletcher, and I think he got dropped in that fight, but Takashi Sato's got some good power. I just don't see him guillotining. I don't see him pulling a guillotine like AJ Fletcher did, and I'm gonna side with Themba Gorimbo, winning on the feet, winning on the ground, wherever it is. 30-27 decision. We move on up the card to another fight, which is Victoria Leonardo versus Natalia Silva. You have to pick Natalia Silva, one of the locks on the card, in my opinion. I think Victoria Leonardo is one of the worst fighters I've seen in recent history, in females' history. She's legit terrible. She's lost to good fighters. Melissa Gatto's not bad, but she's not anything special. And she lost that fight. I know she lost because of a broken arm, but again, if you look at that fight, she was getting pieced up. She was losing. I just don't see her winning this one. I know Fior, she did lose to her, and I know she lost badly, head kicking that. And I know it's not bad, but it's just Mandy Baum, she out-grappled her, and Baum just got a bullshit win last weekend, and it's just, I don't know what to do anymore. I just think she'll lose this one, definitely. Natalia Silva is way better than the older girls I just said in Victoria Leonardo's career, other than maybe Fiora, but Natalia Silva looks really good. She didn't look great against Teresa Bleda, but she did get a spinning back kick KO, which you don't see often, and she absolutely scolded Jasmine Jasudavicius. Pieced her up easily. You gotta go for him winning this one, I think, with her winning this one, sorry. I'm gonna go for her by head kick KO in one of the rounds or something. I think she'll finish Victoria Leonardo. We move on up the card to another fight, which is Chase Hooper versus Nick Fior. I'm going to be going with Nick Fior. I can't pick Chase Hooper. Nick Fior is actually not bad, and he put up a scrap on short notice against Mateus Rebecki back in January. He's not good. He's not that bad. He's not that bad as for Chase Hooper. He would get smoked by Rebecki, in my opinion, you know. He beat Clay Guida with a calf slicer in the first round in a grappling match. Good win there. But, I mean, in terms of MMA, it's just Steve Garcia, easy KO. I know we found out Steve Garcia can put away guys like Shahilander Lebeke. But, again, Felipe Colares, he beat. Rest in peace, Felipe Colares. I know he lost. I know he just recently passed, but still, Steven Peterson, he beat. You know, it's just, he lost to Steven Peterson, who we found out was quite shit, and he was losing to Peter Barrett before getting the win. So I'm gonna trust Nick Fior. I think he's pretty good. He's a decent fighter. He beat shit opponents. He beat Jay Ellis, of course, the GOAT Jay Ellis. But he's a can crusher. But I think he'll be good enough to win against Chase Hooper, who's a fucking string bean. I think he'll win. He's actually has man powers. We move on up the card. Alir Latifi versus Rodrigo Nascimento. I'm gonna be taking the underdog here. I think the underdog. Yeah, I'm gonna go Alir Latifi. I just don't see anything impressive in Rodrigo Nascimento's game. Sure, he's got KO power like the other heavyweights, but it's just both of these guys should have lost to Tanner Boser both on damage. Both of these guys out-grappled Tanner Boser in similar fashion, but both should have lost arguably on damage because Boser did damage. But you can't pick Rodrigo Nascimento to win. He's not good. And I don't care if it was a Dawkins coming up. Chris Dawkins was ready to be exposed, and Dawkins just ran through these guys, including a guy in Rodrigo Nascimento who put him out. And don't tell me, we found out it's not great. And he beat Tanner Boser in the most pathetic way I've ever seen, just by holding him. You can't make that shit up. And it's just Alan Badeau, he was losing that fight before he came back, but then he was tested for, the devil something. But Ilir Latifi is good. I don't see him getting KO'd here. I don't see him getting out-grappled. And he beat Olenek. He beat Tanner Boser. I think he'll win this one. Went to a close decision with Derek Lewis where he could win. Honestly, arguably should have won that fight. I think he'll win this one. Only guy to put him out was Volkan Ozdemir. And Ozdemir at the time had blitzing power in his hand. But then he went up to heavyweight. And guess what? He almost won against fucking Derek Lewis. So, yeah, I think he'll win this one. Yeah, I'm going to go for him. We move on. Up the card to another fight, which is Orion Kosuke versus Gilbert Urbina. I'm going to be going for Orion Kosuke. Both guys are not good, but it's just Kosuke I trust a bit more because he's been more successful recently, been more active, and he has a few veteran tricks as well up his sleeve as where, Gilbert Urbina, it's just, I think he's just coming in here for a paycheck. How old is he? 27, so he could make himself something, but I don't know. The RGV bad boy, it's just, Brian Battle beat him, Trajan Gore beat him, in tough. Yeah, Sean Brady beat him in LFA. He's fought good opponents while losing. But who's he beating? He's beating decent guys, but I just think that Orion Kosuke will win this one. He beat Blood Diamond, who's legit the worst, but, Philip Rowe's not a bad loss, So I'm going to pick him to win this one. He beat good guys in the Contender Series, and he got good wins. I think he'll win this one over Gilbert Urbina. We move on. Up the card with his grappling, I think he'll win. Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Vanessa Demopolis. I'm going to be going for Vanessa Demopolis. I really don't know with any of these fights, but I just think Demopolis is better overall. More well-rounded, especially now in terms of Karolina Kowalkiewicz's career. I mean, she is coming off some good wins. She beat Silvana Gomez-Suarez. She beat Felice Herrig. But, I don't know. Jessica Penne armbarred her easily. Yan Janam pieced her up. Grasso pieced her up. Wanderson Gomez pieced her up. They all pieced her up on the feet. Andrade KO'd her out cold. I think she'll win, to be honest. I think she will win. I think Demopolis will win. She's beating Marina Oliveira easily. Should have lost to Jinyu Frey. Off nights happen. So I think, and she did beat Silvana Gomez-Suarez. Got dropped, but at least she got the finish. She's more in it to get the finish. And Karolina Kowalkiewicz took it to a competitive decision. So we'll go for Demopolis decision win. We move on. Up the card. Mahashate versus Vyacheslav Borshev. Hey, Sarah Mahashate. I'll go for Vyacheslav Borshev here. I think it's now or never for him because Mahashate, 23 years old. Rafa Garcia destroyed him and just picked him apart and just outclassed him in a scrappy war. And Steve Garcia he beat, but to be honest, if that happens 1 out of 10 times, it just didn't happen. It was more so on Steve Garcia rushing in like a fucking idiot. But Borshev, I think, will win. He won't get out-grappled by Mahashate, who's a striker. Doesn't have to worry about that. He did have to worry about it against Davis, Jacasey. I think he'll win. He beat Dakota Bush. He beat Chris Duncan. You know? Out cold, knocked him out. I think he'll win on the feet against Mahashate. If Rafa Garcia can do it, I think that Vyacheslav can do it too. So yeah, I'm going to go for Vyacheslav Borshev. Now or never for him. I think he wins. We move on, up the card. Michael Johnson versus Diego Ferreira. I'm going to be siding Diego Ferreira, although it's really close. I'm going to go for Diego Ferreira. I think you got to pick him here to win. Yeah. Michael Johnson, it's just, when he fights some guys, strikers, he does good. You know, he could have won against Jamie Malarkey. That fight's legit either way. Either way fight. I cannot score that fight. Unless I really look back at it, you can't know who won that fight. That was either way. But he beat Marchese, Alan Patrick, you know. But when he fights Clay Guida, who out-grapples him for 3 rounds, you know. When he fights Thiago Moises, it's trouble. And he gets subbed there. I think this is the problem. You know, I think that Diego Ferreira can win. He's decent enough on the feet. I'll pick him to win this one. Why not? Lost to Gamrot, but again, Gamrot is Gamrot. And he looked good against Gamrot before breaking his ribs. So yeah, and he lost to Gillespie, but that's more so on his cardio. And I don't think Johnson can push either. And Dariush was competitive. And he beat Pettis. I think he wins. I think he'll win by, decision. I think he'll win by decision. But, close. We move on. Up the card to Emily. No, not her yet. Andre Fialho versus Joaquin Buckley. Both guys are terrible. I mean, both guys are glass cannons, but, I mean, I gotta pick one. I think Buckley will get it, though. I think Buckley will get it more. I mean, I think Buckley's got more power. I think skill-wise, I think Fialho's a bit more slicker with his shots and work, but that's where Buckley just throws, like Mike Tyson style. But, yeah, I think that, what's it called? I think Buckley will win. Both are complete. Buckley is moving down, though, in welterweight. So how is power being his chimbe? Fialho, this is one of these stupid fights. I have to pick one, though. I'm probably going to lean. Fuck. Buckley's moving down. I'll pick him, but it's just one of those. I'll never pick him again. Ever, if he loses this one. But he was beating Chris Curtis, and he had a competitive 3rd round against Imavov. I think Fialho wouldn't have a competitive 3rd round against Imavov. Or be winning against Chris Curtis. I just don't think so. So I'll go for, I'm going to pick, what's his called? Oh, yeah, Fialho did lose to Chris Curtis in round 3. Probably was losing the whole time, though. But I think Buckley's taking time off. I think he's going to get the job done by, what's it called? I think he'll get it done by KO in the 1st round. He's moving down, I get it, but I think he'll win. Yeah, I think Buckley wins. We move on up the card. And Fialho got chinned by Matthews, Salikov, and I think losing to Imavov is better than losing to Jake Matthews. I think losing to Chris Curtis is better than losing to Muslim Salikov. We move on up the card. Emily Ducote versus Lupita Godinez. Who gives a fuck? I'll go Godinez. She's been more active. Actually, let me look into this. I mean, Ducote, she got schooled by Angela Hill. Was supposed to fight Poliana Viana. She beat Penne. She's decent. I don't think Godinez. I don't know, actually. Who do I pick here? Because Godinez is not as good as I thought she was. I don't know. I mean, she could have lost to Cynthia Calvillo, obviously, but Hill beat her. She beat Carlos and look boom though. I'll pick Godinez. I think she'll win a close decision with the grappling mixed in, as well as having equal or better stand-up than Dakota. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Godinez. I think she wins. Yeah, we move on up the card. Edmund Shabazian versus Anthony Hernandez. Worst matchup in the whole. And I'm not just gonna say this. Edmund Shabazian has fought Jack Mountain. That in the whole division, this is the worst matchup for Edmund Shabazian to take. First off, he doesn't have great grappling defense, and Hernandez has got great entries and takedowns. And the most biggest part about it, Shabazian gasses when grappling's involved, and Hernandez, he mixes it up with his cardio. Look at the Josh Fremd fight. Easy work. Look at the Marc-Andre Barriot fight. Easy work. It's crazy how this is a mismatch. They did the same thing with Ihor Pateria versus Carlos Olberg. Why would they do this? Why would Shabazian take this? He just won against Dolce, now he's just going to ruin that again. Good for him if he wins, though. And I don't think Shabazian will KO Hernandez. I think that I'm going to have to go for Hernandez. Third round TKO. Lock and bet. We move on. And Hernandez, yeah, he's good. We move on up the card to the main event. Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. I'm going to be going with... Let me check the odds. I want to pick Angela Hill. But I can just see her getting taken down. It's just... Verna Jandaroba just out-grappled her easily, but Jandaroba just out-grappled Marina Rodriguez, so what the hell do I do here? On the feet, Dern will get skulled up, but something's telling me, I want to pick Hill, but something's telling me pick Dern. I wish this fight happened last weekend so we don't have to deal with it. Originally, it was supposed to be Aldana Pennington. That would have been so much better. Be honest, would have been so much better, but we have this shit. I don't know. I'm not sure who wins. I'm probably... What the fuck do I pick? I'm gonna go with... Who wins? Will Hill stuff the takedowns? She skulled up Dakota, but made it close against Godinez. Will Dern get the takedowns, though? She doesn't... You don't really see Dern get takedowns offensively. She does. But she couldn't do anything to Yan Jiaonan, who Carla Esparza easily beat. So do I pick Hill to skull her up in the feet and trust her to stuff the takedowns? Or even if she gets taken down, survive, like Yan Jiaonan? Or do I pick Dern to take her down and submit her? I might just do a coin flip, because I don't even know anymore. So I'm going to do a coin flip for the main event. Couldn't care if I get any wrong. I kind of hope I get it right, though, because it would end me off pretty happy, but... Yeah, I'll have my coin, and I'm going to do a coin flip. Tails, Angela Hill, no, heads, heads, Mackenzie Dern. Tails is, Angela Hill. So heads, Dern, tails, Hill. That rhymes as well. Don't know who I'm picking. Let's just do one. Okay. It was on tails. I'll pick Angela Hill to win. Underdog as well. I'm going to make an explanation for her to win. I think she'll outstrike Mackenzie Dern on the feet. I think she'll outstrike her. Dern can outgrapple. She did outgrapple Yan Jiaonan, but Yan Jiaonan, she must have improved on it. But she usually doesn't do well on the ground. She couldn't submit her. And Dern gets schooled up on the feet by a lot of people. Torres, she should have lost. Listen, Dern should arguably be on the 3-fight losing streak. let's be real. Torres beat her. She gave Torres one trouble in one moment, and that went to the whole fight. Torres got robbed badly. And Angela Hill, although getting taken down in her fights, she does survive him. And fuck, Dern beat Janarova, though, and schooled up Janarova. I'm gonna go Angela Hill. It's now or never for her, and Dern, it's just win, lose, win, lose. It's just basic stuff from her, so. Yeah, I'm gonna pick, Angela Hill to win. Coin flip said, I'm done. Fuck. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I hate these shit cards. International Fight Week. Please come. We need you. May shit. June's whatever. Pretty good during the ending. We need June to come because this month is shit. Peace. And we have 2-week break after this. Peace.